Hi everybody, it's Allison from Pedigree. I wanted to take today's opportunity while we're all home to go over some things that you can do to make sure that your dogs, and even applies to cats, health and wellness is being maintained. Typically when you come to your stylist or grooming salon, we're not just giving your dogs a haircut. We are, as an entire industry, checking for health and wellness. We look at things in a different manner because we're handling your dog differently. So my previous video was how to brush and make sure you get down to the skin, and it's called line brushing. Part of that too is we're inspecting the skin to see if there's any abrasions, any growths. Bear in mind, if you use too much pressure in line brushing, you can create what's called brush burn. It's not that you're burning your dog's skin, it's just you've used too much pressure and you can create an irritation to the skin. So please be aware of that. So as you know, this is Amadeus and we are home. So I've made a makeshift table here. So Ami is very good, has very good table manners. So come on, stand. So him and I have worked on staying still when we do things, and it works out great. So when you are petting your dogs, you are typically just petting your dog's head, you're rubbing on them, you're rubbing behind the ears because they love that, in their chests. But once in a while, you should be actually inspecting your dog. So you want to look at their eyes, clean out any eye boogers to make sure that the eye color is good, that there's enough moisture in the eye. By doing this regularly, you can catch things before they become a problem, and you have a huge vet bill. Ears are very important. So opening up the ear leather, flipping the ear back, looking in the ear. You can clean the ears during this time if you have witch hazel. A warm water and a cotton cloth rag to clean out any debris is the easiest and most cost effective that you can do at home. It might take a few times. If your dog resists, don't be surprised. They're not used to you doing this. They're used to us doing it because it's part of what we do when your dog is in for an appointment. So other things, sit. Sit. Oh, that's close. You're a little close. Excuse me. A little bit off the table here. Sit. Thank you. Okay. So when your dog is sitting, you can take their foot in front of them. Now you could have somebody help and give them a treat, but you want to inspect their toes. Really look at their nails and look at the growth of their nail. And he's extending for me right now. When we do nails, we are trying to make sure that if you draw a 45-degree angle from the bottom of the paw pad through the nail, that's all that we're removing. Typically, when a dog comes in to the salon, their nails are extended, meaning they've overgrown. And we have to go back only as far as we can, which is the blood supply. That will be another video as far as me explaining nail length. But checking your dog, separating the toes, looking, feeling in between these little webs, making sure you don't have seeds from the yard, cockaburs, an abrasion. They could have stepped on your landscaping. For instance, our landscaping is a metal border. So if he were to run through our landscaping, there's a possibility for him to actually cut himself if he was not paying attention. Not an issue. We have invisible fence to keep him out of the landscaping, but some people don't, and I thought I would mention that. You don't think of where your dog could get injured because you're outside now more with your pets, with your family. And if you're not aware of these things, all of a sudden your dog's limping or he's not walking around as much after you've been outside. So you want to get used to inspecting your dog and have him or her used to you doing so when there isn't a problem. And the reason for that is, if there is a problem, if they are injured, they're not going to resist. They're going to be trusting and knowing that you're going to try and help them. The worst thing is a dog who's never had anything touched on his feet regularly, and then you go to touch them to help them and they don't trust you. And that's really what it boils down to. Everything that happens with your dog in a new environment or even in its own home environment is all based on trust. Up, good boy. So again, back to inspecting your dog. So though we normally pet our dogs, really kind of get in there and feel for things different. Make sure you feel his shoulders. Are there any extra bumps on his ribs? Down here, this is the brisket. Checking under his belly. Sometimes it's easier if your dog is rolling over for a belly rub. You can kind of inspect inside there. Feeling these legs, just seeing if he's shaking, if he's resisting, if he's pulling away. So you can still kind of keep a good idea of what's going on with your dogs. Sit, please. I don't need this, thank you. So the next thing is teeth. While you're home, I have these wonderful things at the shop, and they are for teeth brushing. So inspecting your dog's teeth, you want to be able to open up his mouth and get in there and really look at them. So if there's some plaque buildup, there's really some easy home maintenance things for you, no matter how big or small your dog is, but they do have to be used to you going into their mouth. So I advise people with puppies in my training classes, get in their mouths. Yes, you're in their mouths taking stuff out when they're puppies because they're got everything in their mouth like a child. But go in for no reason. So going in my dog's mouth, I mean, I can go all the way back and touch the back of his tongue. It's not the most pleasant, but he's tolerant. And that's what you're looking for. Your dog's to be tolerant of things because you're really looking to help them out. So with this, you can use baking soda, and water and make a little bit of a paste. It's perfectly safe, and you can brush your dog's teeth. And you can get every single one of them, the ones in the back. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. All around the teeth. And I'll show you this way. He lets me get in there. He even opens up for me to get back. And this helps with oral hygiene. The other thing that it helps with is it can help, just like humans, if they have a lot of decay and plaque buildup, if that gets into the bloodstream, it can contribute to cardiac infarctions. And it's the same with dogs. I've had a lot of clients come to me and say, thank you for letting us know we needed a dental. Yes, dogs get dentals, for those of you who don't know. But this is something that has to be performed by a vet. It is not something a groomer can do legally. It is considered a medical procedure, and your veterinarian is the one who can do it. Now, yes, we do brush teeth, just like you saw, which is a great maintenance in between, or a way to ensure that some brushing is being done. If you're unable to do so at home in between those cleanings, some dogs require cleanings more often than others, a lot of factors. But really the whole point of this is to get you at home used to getting into your dog's mouth and brushing your dog's teeth. It will just help with your overall health and wellness. Ears, again, cleaning those ears out, warm water on a cotton washcloth, cleaning out any debris, getting in all of the little folds in the ear, and that helps keep the ear healthy. They get wax buildup, yes, they get wax buildup just like us, and they rely now on us to help them. If dogs were left in the wild, there are other things that would be happening they wouldn't get. they wouldn't be laying down so much. I mean, there's just a lot of things that naturally would be happening, swimming, whatnot. So keeping those clean. Now, dogs that have hair inside their ears, poodles, for instance, have hair. I have been trained to remove this hair in the ear. There's a lot of debate and a lot of conversation on whether it is necessary or not. That is a conversation for you and your groomer. Some groomers will not pluck hair out of the ears. Some refer to it needs to be done by a veterinarian. I can say from my own personal experience, if your dog has an ear infection, it was there before the hair inside the ear was removed. Removing hair does not, in my experience, create it. And I know that's going to create a whole bunch of responses from groomers and vet techs alike. But as I said, with my experience, 20 plus years plucking hair in dogs, having a relationship with veterinarians, explaining what I do, products that I use, it is not the cause. So again, conversation for you, your vet, and your professional groomer. So I hope these few tips, cleaning ears, checking over your dog, brushing teeth, will help you maintain happiness, health, and wellness during these times at home. See you next time. Stay.